Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace.
Welcome to 15 Minutes in the Bible with Irvington Bible Baptist Church. Today's reading is in 1 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 1 through chapter 8 and verse 40. Acts chapter 27, verses 1 through 20. Psalm chapter 7, verses 1 through 17. And Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22. 1 Chronicles chapter 7. Now the sons of Issachar were Tola and Puah, Jashub, and Shimron, 4. And the sons of Tola, Uzi, and Rephaiah, and Jeriel, and Jemai, and Jibsam, and Shemuel, heads of their father's house, to wit, of Tola. They were valiant men of might in their generations, whose number was in the days of David 22,600. And the sons of Uzi, Izrahi, and the sons of Izrahi, Michael, and Obadiah, and Joel, Ishiah, 5, all of them chief men. And with them, by their generations, after the house of their fathers, were bands of soldiers for war, 36,000 men, for they had many wives and sons. And their brethren, among all the families of Issachar, were valiant men of might, reckoned in all by their genealogies 7,000. The sons of Benjamin, Bela, and Becher, and Jediel, 3. And the sons of Bela, Esbon, and Uzi, and Uziel, and Jeremoth, and Eri, 5. Heads of the house of their fathers, mighty men of valor, and were reckoned by their genealogies 20,034. And the sons of Becher, Zemira, and Joash, and Eliezer, and Elionai, and Omri, and Jeremoth, and Abiah, and Anathoth, and Alameth. All these are the sons of Becher. And the number of them, after their genealogy, by their generations, heads of the house of their fathers, mighty men of valor, was 20,200. The sons also of Jediel, Bilhan, and the sons of Bilhan, Jeush, and Benjamin, and Ehud, and Kenana, and Zethan, and Tharshish, and Ashahar. All these, the sons of Jediel, by the head of their fathers, mighty men of valor, were 17,200 soldiers, fit to go out for war and battle. Shupim also, and Hupim, the children of Ir, and Hushim, the sons of Aer. The sons of Naphtali, Jaziel, and Guni, and Jezer, and Shalom, the sons of Bilhah. The sons of Manasseh, Ashriel, whom she bare, but his concubine, the Aramites, bare Machir, the father of Gilead. And Machir took to wife the sister of Hupim and Shupim, whose sister's name was Maacah, and the name of the second was Zelophehad, and Zelophehad had daughters. And Maacah, the wife of Machir, bare a son, and she called his name Peresh, and the name of his brother was Sheresh, and his sons were Ulam and Rakem. And the sons of Ulam, Bedan. These were the sons of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh. And the sister, Hameleketh, bare Ishad, and Abiezer, and Maalah. And the sons of Shemitah were Aian, and Shechem, and Lichi, and Aniam. And the sons of Ephraim, Shuthelah, and Bered, his son, and Tahath, his son, and Eladah, his son, and Tahath, his son, and Zabad, his son, and Shuthelah, his son, and Ezer, and Iliad, whom the men of Gath that were born in that land slew, because they came down to take away their cattle. And Ephraim, their father, mourned many days, and his brethren came to comfort him. And when he went in to his wife, she conceived and bare a son, and called his name Beriah, because it went evil with his house. And his daughter was Sherah, who built Beth-horon, the nether, and the upper, and Uzan Sherah. And Repha was his son, also Resheph, and Telah his son, and Tahan his son, Laadin his son, Ammihud his son, Elishama his son, Non his son, Jehoshua his son. And their possessions and habitations were Bethel and the towns thereof, and eastward Naaran, and westward Gezer, with the towns thereof, Shechem also and the towns thereof, unto Gaza, and the towns thereof. And by the borders of the children of Manasseh, Bethshean and her towns, Taanach and her towns, Megiddo and her towns, Dor and her towns. In these dwelt the children of Joseph, the son of Israel. The sons of Asher, Imnah, and Isuah, and Ishuai, and Beriah, and Sarah, their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Heber, and Malchiel, who is the father of Berzapheth. And Heber begat Japhlet, and Shomer, and Hotham, and Shua, their sister. And the sons of Japhlet, Pesach, and Bimhal, and Ashvath. These are the children of Japhet. And the sons of Shamer, Ai, and Rogah, Jehubah, and Aram. And the sons of his brother Helam, Zophah, and Imnah, and Shelesh, and Amal. The sons of Zophah, Sua, and Harnepher, and Shual, and Beri, and Imrah. Bezer, and Had, and Shema, and Shilshah, and Ethran, and Bera. And the sons of Jether, Jephunneh, and Pispa, and Arah. And the sons of Ulah, Arah, and Haniel, and Reziah. All these were the children of Asher, heads of their father's house, choice and mighty men of valor, chief of the princes. And the number throughout the genealogy of them that were apt to the war and to battle was 20,006 men. Chapter 8. Now Benjamin begat Bela, his firstborn, Ashbel the second, and Aarah the third, Noah the fourth, and Rapha the fifth. And the sons of Bela were Adar, and Gera, and Abihud, and Abishua, and Naaman, and Ahoah, and Gera, and Shephuphan, and Huram. And these are the sons of Ehud. These are the heads of the fathers of the inhabitants of Geba, and they removed them to Manahath. And Naaman, and Ahiah, and Gera, he removed them, and begat Uzzah, and Ahihud. And Shaharaim begat children in the country of Moab, after he had sent them away. Husham and Beara were his wives. And he begat of Hodash his wife, Jobab, and Zebiah, and Mesha, and Malcham, and Jeuz, and Shekiah, and Mirma. These were his sons, heads of the fathers. And of Husham he begat Abitub, and Elpaal. And the sons of Elpaal, Eber, and Mishim, and Shamet, who built Ono, and Lod, with the towns thereof. Beriah also, and Shema, who were heads of the fathers of the inhabitants of Ajalon, who drove away the inhabitants of Gath. And Ahio, Shashak, and Jeremoth, and Zebediah, and Arad, and Adar, and Michael, and Ispah, and Joah, the sons of Beriah, and Zebediah, and Meshulam, and Hezekiah, and Heber, Ishmerai also, and Jezliah, and Jobab, the sons of Elpaal, and Jacob, and Zikri, and Zabdi, and Elionai, and Zilthai, and Eliel, and Adai, and Beriah, and Shimrath, the sons of Shimhi, and Ishpan, and Heber, and Eliel, and Abdon, and Zikri, and Hanan, and Hananiah, and Elam, and Antohijah, and Iphidaiah, and Penuel, the sons of Shashak, and Shemasheri, and Shahariah, and Athaliah, and Jeriasiah, and Eliah, and Zikri, the sons of Jeroham. These were heads of the fathers by their generations, chief men. These dwelt in Jerusalem. And at Gibeon dwelt the father of Gibeon, whose wife's name was Maacah, and his firstborn son Abdon, and Zur, and Kish, and Baal, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ahio, and Zachar. And Mikloth begat Shimea, and these also dwelt with their brethren in Jerusalem over against them. And Ner begat Kish, and Kish begat Saul, and Saul begat Jonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Ishbaal. And the son of Jonathan was Meribaal, and Meribaal begat Micah. And the sons of Micah were Pithon, and Melech, and Teriah, and Ahaz. And Ahaz begat Jehodah, and Jehodah begat Elameth, and Asmaveth, and Zimri, and Zimri begat Moza, and Moza begat Beniah. Rapha was his son, Eliash his son, Azel his son. And Azel had 6 sons, whose names are these: Azrikam, Bokeru, and Ishmael, and Shariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. All these were the sons of Azel. And the sons of Ashek, his brother, were Ulam, his firstborn, Jehush the second, and Ephelet the third. And the sons of Ulam were mighty men of valor, archers, and had many sons, and sons, 150. All these are the sons of Benjamin. Acts chapter 27. And when it was determined that we should sail into Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus's band. And entering into a ship of Adramyttum, we launched, meaning to sail by the coast of Asia, one Aristarchus, a Macedonian of Thessalonica, being with us. And the next day we touched at Sidon, and Julius courteously entreated Paul, and gave him liberty to go unto his friends to refresh himself. And when he had launched from thence, we sailed under Cyprus, because the winds were contrary. And when we had sailed over the sea of Cilicia and Pamphylia, we came to Myra, a city of Lycia. And there the centurion found a ship of Alexandria, sailing into Italy, and he put us therein. And when he had sailed slowly many days, and scarce were come over against Cnidus, the wind not suffering us, we sailed under Crete, over against Salmon. And hardly passing it, came unto a place which is called the Fair Havens, nigh whereunto was the city of Lycia. Now, when much time was spent, and when sailing was now dangerous, because the fast was now already past, Paul admonished them, and said unto them, Sirs, I perceive that this voyage will be with hurt and much damage, not only of the lading and ship, but also of our lives. Nevertheless, the centurion believed the master and the owner of the ship more than those things which were spoken by Paul. And because the haven was not commodious to winter in, the more part advised to depart thence also, if by any means they might attain to Phoenice, and there to winter, which is a haven of Crete, and lieth toward the southwest and northwest. And when the south wind blew softly, supposing that they had obtained their purpose, loosing thence, they sailed close by Crete. But not long after, there arose against it a tempestuous wind, called Euroclydon. And when the ship was caught, and could not bear up into the wind, we let her drive. And running under a certain island, which is called Clauda, we had much work to come by the boat, which when they had taken up, they used helps, undergirding the ship, and fearing lest they should fall into the quicksands, strake sail, and so were driven. And we, being exceedingly tossed with a tempest, the next day they lightened the ship. And the third day We cast out with our own hands the tackling of the ship. And when neither sun nor stars in many days appeared, and no small tempest lay on us, all hope that we should be saved was then taken away. Psalm chapter 7. O Lord my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me. Lest he tear my soul like a lion, rending it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is mine enemy. Let the enemy persecute my soul, and take it. Yea, let him tread down my life upon the earth, and lay mine honor in the dust. Selah. Arise, O Lord, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. For their sakes, therefore, return thou on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness, and according to mine integrity that is in me. O, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trieth the hearts and reins. My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. God judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow, and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord. Thank you for joining us for 15 minutes in the Bible.
Seal it for thy courts above. Here's my heart, oh, take and seal it for thy courts above. Seal